Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you this guitar effects pedal called the Big Muff Pi, usually just called the Big Muff, made by Electro Harmonics in the USA. It has three controls: volume, tone and sustain. It has its origins in the late 60s, early 1970s, and started off as something else then, and it's gradually turned into this. Lots of famous guitarists have used it, Jimi Hendrix included. So I've had this for a few years now, and I hardly ever use it, so I thought I'll just sell it on eBay. Before I do that though, I'd like to have a look inside. Now there's 4 screws. I've taken one out already. It was proven a bit difficult, so I didn't want to struggle on camera. So undo these screws. Well, first of all, there's one in the back I should take off. Holds the battery in. There's the battery in there. I'll just disconnect it. It works on battery or 9-volt power supply. So it's its own connector. The connector is a 3.5 millimeter mono jack. Now this pedal comes from, it's after year 2000. These have been made all along since the 1970s. Huge numbers have been sold. This one has the red LED, which the LA ones didn't. This, as far as I can tell, was introduced about the year 2000. So this is, I think this one's the early 2000s. It just, after you've got the screws off, it should just pull off. That's it now. It's just, the case is a bit stiff. There's nothing in the bottom, just an empty case. And this is the guts of the Big Muff. Battery connector there. Input jack, which also acts as a switch, and output jack. And this, as you can see, has the small jack socket for the power. Now if you want to, you can buy adapters. If you want to use it on like a Boss type socket, you can get these things. This goes in to here, this connector there, and the Boss power supply can go in there with an LED to show it's powered up. Now we have the true bypass switch at the bottom there, and this is an EC3003 revision C board, so I'm not sure what year that is exactly. I'll take more detailed photos of these later on and add them to the video for anyone that wants to copy the board. I think you can actually buy them online if you want to make one. The board itself is, I'll put this onto millimeters. The board is 108 millimeters by 50 exactly. I should have measured the case before I started. It's quite a big case, one of the biggest I've seen. It's 138 millimeters wide, and the length is 173. height at the top end is about 55, 56. Now, as far as I can see, you can look under there, you can see the components. The three pots hold the board in. So if we remove these knobs, and they can be quite stiff. I've had these off before. They were actually rock solid. So if you have a job pulling knobs off, a piece of string, just around once, and then you can just pull. If you try using a screwdriver, you can damage the case. Now, I haven't had these off before, and as you can see, there's a touch of corrosion in there, so this might be quite stiff. They are 11mm nuts. Sorry about the small break there, the camera battery died, so I had to go and change it. As I was saying, these are 11mm nuts, and I just happen to have an 11mm spanner, and that's quite easy actually. I thought it was going to be stiff. Oh, that's easy as well. If you don't have a spanner for any of these things, you can use a pair of pliers with some tape over the ends just to stop scratching the case. But I'm going to use the spanner. Well, I think they're loose enough now to undo with the fingers. Just take these washers off before they get lost. And that loosens the board off. See, that's the 3 pots coming out. Well, that's a problem there. You see the pot is hitting the jack socket. And it'll be the same on this side, yeah. So that's not quite as easy as I thought. But I'll just undo the jack sockets. What size are they? Nope. I'll have to revert to the pliers. And this one. That should, hopefully, let the board come out. Well, almost. But at least now we'll have a look at the component side. There are 4 transistors. 1, 2, 3, and 4 at the bottom there. As I said, I'll take some more detailed pictures once I've done this video, and I'll add them on, and anybody that wants to see it in more detail can. Not too much to it. If you wanted to build one, you can actually buy these blank boards on eBay, I think, and you can just build them up yourself from components you have. Assembly is just the opposite of what we've done. Put the nuts and washers back on. One thing I should have mentioned earlier, when you put the knobs back on, put the knob to one end, so right to one end, and just check it's pointing to roughly the right place. It should go all the way around and be roughly the same angle. Same for the 3. So that's what's inside the Big Muff. I'll just let you have another look. The value of the pots, see if you can see them. Yeah, there they are. 100k for the sustain, 100k for the tone, and 500k audio for the volume. Is it called the volume? The volume, yeah. When I tried this out in my amp, the level to have it, the volume at, to give the same through volume as the guitar going straight through the pedal when it's switched out, is just roughly center. That gives the same volume either in or out. Now I'm going to photograph this in more detail and reassemble this. It's just the opposite. Just follow the opposite to what you just did there. I hope it still works. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.